So the Oklahoma Sooners had themselves a day yesterday, getting in two massive wins. The first coming in recruiting in the class of 2023 for four-star safety Daeh McCullough. The second came in the transfer portal for Daeh McCullough's older brother, Dasan McCullough. And for those of you that have been around the channel, I've been pleading with anybody that would listen since Dasan McCullough entered the transfer portal to go check out his film because he is an extremely talented player. Today, we need to break down these moves. We need to talk about why they're so big, talk about what this means, and everything in between. Before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I need to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you excited that Oklahoma lands the McCullough brothers? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it, and if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and comment down below as those interactions are massive to content creators such as myself. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And this is a huge win for the Oklahoma Sooners. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it, and we can start in the class of 2023, where they get yet another addition, pushing them to the number 7 class per 24/7 Sports. And for Oklahoma, that safety position is one that they're really happy they can continue adding in depth. They're still trying to flip 5-star safety Peyton Bowen, but in the meantime, you need to add depth, and you need to add depth that you have faith in. Daeh McCullough is a 4-star blue chip guy just outside the top 300, but very, very, very talented nonetheless. Turn on the film. There's a lot to love. I'm very intrigued to see what he's going to be able to do once he gets into a collegiate environment. The strength and conditioning, the film room, I think he's a guy that's going to really benefit, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds. But that wasn't the only win Oklahoma got. Far from it. They doubled down in the transfer portal, getting their third acquisition out of the transfer portal to go along with Austin Stogner and Jacob Lacey for Daeh McCullough's older brother, Dasan McCullough. And this is a dude I've been trying to warn people about. Dasan McCullough went to Indiana out of high school and instantly let it be known that he was going to be a force on that defense, racking up big numbers. Once he hit the transfer portal, I thought it was only a matter of time before every major institution in the nation took notice and tried to see if they could get him into their institution. However, ultimately, it is the Oklahoma Sooners that win this battle. And for McCullough, where do you want to place him along your defense? He has got legit versatility because in high school, he was utilized at so many different positions. This is someone who fits the Brent Venables defense like a glove, and this is something we talk about at length here on the channel. Whenever you're looking at that Brent Venables defense, it is a really intricate defense, not only in terms of schematics, but in terms of the type of players you need. So whenever I saw that defense struggle this past year, it did make sense at some level because it's a very tough defense to come in and in year one fully implement, especially when you don't have the guys that were currently running an analogous scheme. Oklahoma didn't have that, so he was just trying to take whatever he had and implement it into his defense. He needs guys like Dasan McCullough. He needs guys with that versatility that he can use to mask several different things to really confuse an offense because they don't know what to expect because of the formation. Where McCullough ends up at Oklahoma, whether that's Cheetah, whether that's wherever he ends up being utilized, I'm really interested because of that versatility, because of everything he's put on film. He's shown you he can do a lot. What he does with Brent Venables remains to be seen, but nonetheless, I think it's something you have got to be very excited about. But what does this mean for Oklahoma's class moving forward? Getting in a massive win in the recruiting cycle and doubling down in the transfer portal. Well, one of the new things 24/7 Sports is doing that I think is really cool is they're combining the ranks of your composite recruiting rankings with your transfer portal acquisitions. And when we look at that, Oklahoma ranks as the number 5 recruiting class in the nation in terms of both transfer portal acquisitions and recruiting acquisitions. One of the things we've talked about at length over the past year is how impressed I was with Venables and staff coming in on short notice and being able to land not only a top 10 recruiting class, but a top 10 class in transfer portal acquisitions. There were only 3 institutions that did that last cycle: Oklahoma, Texas, and the Alabama Crimson Tide. All 3 of those institutions, when you hear about them, those are major brands. So I'm very interested to see what Brent Venables does this cycle now that he's got a greater understanding of the needs in front of him. Remember, last cycle, he was only eyeballing. He only had a very rudimentary understanding of the needs of the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, he fully understands the needs that team has, the areas where they need to stack more depth. he's got a much greater understanding, which is going to allow him to recruit with much more efficiency and allow him to use the transfer portal with much more efficiency. So because of that, very interested to see where they go from here, but I know Oklahoma fans have got to be very excited. Daeh McCullough, huge win, blue chip, 4-star safety, and doubling down and getting his older brother when there was some question as to where the McCullough brothers could go. They have some family ties to Notre Dame, so there was a lot of different institutions people were throwing out there. I know Oklahoma fans have got to be happy they choose there because Daeh and Dasan McCullough, I think they're huge wins, and I can't wait to see where Dasan is utilized in this defense. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.